Ghostly tales, yet mirrors of human life. Hey everyone! Welcome to Encountering Chinese. Ghostly Tales from Zhai. Today, I'm going to tell you two short stories. The first story is titled Taoist Shan. There was a young nobleman surnamed Han, hailing from a long line of prestigious families in the county. Intrigued by the renowned magical abilities of a Taoist named Shan in the county, Han invited him as an honored guest to his home. Often, when guests gathered at Han's residence, Shan would mysteriously disappear in the blink of an eye. Impressed by Shan's skills, Han earnestly requested the Taoist to teach him this magical art, but Shan refused. Han persisted in his pleas, and Shan explained, "I'm not unwilling to share my skills, but I fear that if others learn this art, it may tarnish the reputation of our profession. Magic is unlike other crafts. While it may be passed down to a gentleman, if it falls into the hands of someone with questionable morals, they might use invisibility to steal from others. I have concerns. Though you and I may not misuse it, imagine if you encounter a beautiful woman and cannot resist the temptation. If you use invisibility to enter someone else's chamber, wouldn't that contribute to your indulgence in evil deeds? I dare not teach you this art." Recognizing the futility of forcing the Taoist, Han harbored resentment and secretly plotted with his servants to find an opportunity to disgrace Shan by beating him. Fearful that Shan might escape using invisibility, Han spread fine ash on the path Shan was expected to take. This way, even if Shan made himself invisible, his footprints would be left on the ash. They could then follow these footprints, strike suddenly, and surely succeed in their plan. With his plan in place, Han deceived Shan into coming. He instructed his servants to fiercely whip the Taoist with cattle-driving whips. Suddenly, Shan disappeared, leaving footprints on the ash in the wheat field. Han's servants followed the footprints and began thrashing blindly. In no time, the footprints were lost, and the group lost sight of their target. Upon Han returning home, Shan also arrived. Shan addressed Han's servants, saying, "I can no longer stay here. I appreciate your care during these days. As we part ways, I should express my gratitude." With that, he reached into his sleeve and pulled out a jug of wine. Another reach revealed a large plate of dishes. He placed the wine and dishes on the table. Continuing to reach into his sleeve, Shan did this several more times until the table was filled with food and drink. Shan then invited everyone to the table for a hearty feast. After everyone got drunk, Shan put the food and dishes back into his sleeve. Han, hearing of this strange event, invited Shan to perform his magic once again. Shan then drew a city on the wall, and with a push of his hand, the city gates immediately opened. He proceeded to throw all the wrapped clothes and items from his box through the city gates. Shan bowed to Han, saying, "I'm leaving." He leaped into the city, and the gates closed, making Shan disappear instantly. Later, it was heard that Shan appeared in the market of Qingzhou. There, he taught children magic, having them draw black circles on their palms with ink and playfully throwing them at passers-by. Regardless of where the circles were thrown, on faces or clothes, the circles would detach from their palms and imprint wherever they landed. The second story is titled Ghosts in the River. Wang Xingyu once traveled to the southern regions. He anchored his boat in the middle of the river. One night, after Wang Xingyu went to bed, he found the moonlight outside the window exceptionally bright. Tossing and turning, unable to sleep, he asked his servants to give him a massage. Suddenly, he heard what seemed like a child walking on the roof of the boat, trampling on the reed mats covering the boat's canopy, creating a rustling sound. The noise gradually approached from the stern to the cabin door. Fearing it might be thieves, Wang Xingyu hastily got up and called for his servants. The servants confirmed hearing the sounds outside the door. During their discussion, they saw what appeared to be a person lying on the boat's roof, peering into the cabin with their head hanging down. Wang Xingyu, shocked, grabbed his sword and called for other servants, waking up everyone on the boat. Wang Xingyu recounted the incident, and some doubted if he had experienced an illusion. At that moment, they suddenly heard the sound on the boat's roof again. Everyone exited the cabin to inspect, but there was no trace of anyone, only a clear moonlit sky and the rolling waves in the river. As they sat back in the boat, they soon witnessed a bluish flame rising from the water, resembling a lamp, floating with the waves. As the flame approached the boat, it suddenly extinguished. Then they saw a dark figure emerging from the water, standing upright on the surface, its hands seemingly grasping the boat's gunwale as it moved forward. The group shouted, "It must be this thing causing trouble." Someone thought of shooting an arrow at it. Just as the servants were about to draw their bows, the figure suddenly sank into the water, disappearing. Wang Xingyu asked the boatman what was happening. The boatman replied, "This is an ancient battlefield, and therefore, ghosts and spirits often appear. There's nothing unusual about it." Alright. That's all for today's ghostly tales. Taoist Shan and Ghosts in the River. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Please also encourage everyone to comment and share more. We'll see you in the next episode.